Hey everybody, Captain Foley here, back with another Eaglemoss review. Sorry these have been kind of waylaid. It's very difficult for me to film these with Sylvia in the next room working, as she's, usually doing training, and she's talking, and it's just right behind this wall, so it's quite loud. So I haven't been doing as much Eaglemoss reviews as I should be doing. I will be doing more when I get the opportunities to do so. So that being said, we're going to get into one today. Luckily, she is at the office today. She's there for one day only. She's got something she has to do there. So today I'm free up to do this, and I really appreciate your patience. Please stay tuned for a lot more Eaglemoss reviews coming soon. So today we're going to be talking about one of the Discovery ships, and I hear a collective groan. No, this is a good one. This is a good one, guys. Today we're going to be talking about the Klingon D7 class battlecruiser from Season 2 of Discovery. This was designed by Ryan Denning, who we actually met in Birmingham when we went to the convention there, Samuel and myself. Great guy, and love his work, and we want to have him on the show at some point. But this is a course correction that Discovery made, which we really appreciate because they did listen to the fans. They did manage to kind of get things right, because we saw a D7 in Season 1, which clearly was not a D7. At least for Season 2, we got this, which is pretty fantastic. So we're going to take a look at it today and see what we can see. So anyway, here's the box, standard Discovery box. Discovery on the side there, Star Trek Discovery. Nice picture of it there. Just says Klingon battlecruiser. And so yeah, again, the boxes for Eaglemoss are fantastically done. I really appreciate them, because if you can't display your models, you can at least keep them in the box and still have a nice display piece. You put this up on a shelf, even like this, if you're saving room, you stack them, you at least can see the ship that's inside, and I really appreciate that with the Discovery boxes and the XL boxes. The regular boxes, not so much, but it is what it is. So let's get into this and see how it looks. So we're all excited to see a D7 from Discovery. So inside we've got the book, and it's number 26 here. So great shots of the ship on the front, 3 of them there, and it says Klingon D7 battlecruiser. On the side here, it says Type Warship, launch 2257, length 503.53 meters. So, yeah, take that for what it's worth. Let's open it up. As usual with Eaglemoss, you got the instructions on how to place it on the stand, which is usually not needed, but sometimes helpful. So appreciate that. Here it's got the D7 battlecruiser, shot of it from the side, and then the specifications. Warship, launch 2257, length 503.53 meters, and then it's got some nice close-up shots of the ship, or at least the model, the CG model that they used to produce the ship right there, so that's really nice. Open it up, we got another fantastic shot of 3 of the ships there, and at the bottom it says, Chancellor L'Rell introduced this famous design of battlecruiser as part of her plan to unite the Klingon people. So the D7 is all a result of Chancellor L'Rell, guys. Just so you know. Next page, we got a nice orthographic views of the ship, front, back, and top. And again, it looks very much like a D7 should, so I really appreciate that. We got a section on designing this D7. This is the first shot we got of the ship in one of the trailers, which Samuel and myself did a live on, and we got a lot of viewers for that. It was great to see an actual Klingon design in Discovery, which was really nice. It says, concept artists Ryan Denning and Scott Schneider worked together to bring the classic Klingon battlecruiser into the Discovery era. So, goes on to talk about refining the model. Again, another great shot of the ship there. Looking beautiful. And some concept sketches here with the original Katinga at the top, and just some of the differences that they've done, especially in the nacelle area. If you look at the nacelles of the new one, they're very much slimmed down and lengthened, and you can see the comparison there, which is kind of neat. Let's see. So in the early versions of the script, the episode Point of Light, the D7 actually appeared in the council chamber. The idea was that the roof would open to reveal it, so Denning produced the keyframe showing what the moment would look like. So that's an actual very cool shot. It would have been cool to see it hovering above the council chambers. Here we got another interesting shot. It says Denning also produced this keyframe to show the USS Discovery's first encounter with what a D7 might look like in orbit around the planet Boreth. So, and then we got a few more here. Great shots of the ship. The top one says, Scott Schneider took Denning's sketches and created a 3D study model. As he worked on the model, he filled in a lot of the details. On the bottom shot, it says, Denning and Schneider were both keen to stay as close as possible to the version that appeared in TMP and copied many of the surface details. Now, the fact that they copied a Katinga as opposed to a D7 is a little concerning. Not too much, though. The Katinga and the D7 are different ships. The Katinga is actually smaller than the D7, got a lot more surface detail, which I understand them wanting to use for a ship in today's media, because you want to have more detail and stuff pop out on the higher resolution screens. But, you know, this is the predecessor to the D7, but not really. Even though it's called the D7, it's based on a Katinga. So, on the back of the book is a shot of the ship from the top, and again, that looks fantastic, so great job. So that is the book. Opening it up, here we've got the actual model, and it's good. It's a fairly decent size. It's got the look, the proportions of a D7 or Katinga. A little bit different as far as the struts go, and the nacelles don't actually bend in like the D7 nacelles did. There might be a slight bit of that going on, but not too much. They're more straight, and these struts here are a lot shorter. Other than that, the angles back here are a little bit sharper, and there's just a few changes. A bulked up boom section here, and then a much more squat head, not quite as bulbous on the bottom. So, but let's take a look at the actual ship here. So the detail on the front is very nice. You've got some window detail there, and a lot of nice lines and panel lines, things like that. The bridge module is cool. It's got a nice red window around the front part, which again is very reminiscent of all of the Klingon ships we've seen. Going to the bottom, like the bulbous part of the ship, you can see the photon torpedo launcher there, which actually in the D7 was a deflector dish, but nonetheless, some nice detailing. I love the colors that they've used here, the dark green and the light green, and then some panel line, different colors for that as well. Moving back to the neck, you've got that long spine-like detail at the front part, and then the back gets really beefed up and thickened up, which I really appreciate. It just seems like a lot stronger of a design. But nice details on the top, again with those panel lines, and on the bottom you got a nice reinforcement bar or something that has like a dark green appearance, which is nice. And that leads into the secondary hull, and at the front there you can see the different windows and panel lines and detailing in there, which again is a fantastic look. Moving to the back, or the top of the secondary hull, again, you got the very much Katinga-like detail in there, and it looks really good. You got almost the feather pattern, as they call it, and it looks good. It's all kind of a uniform color, but it's mottled. It's splotched with like darker colors, so it's not like the other, like the raised panels are a different color. They are all the same uniform. The upper module, which is shuttle bay / engineering module, at the front here, instead of being red, you got a nice green, like almost like a neon or lime green, which again looks cool. I do like that use of color. Red would have worked as well, like a dark red, but that's fine. At the back, you see the shuttle bay doors there with the little Klingon symbol, which is a nice nice look. I really appreciate that. Also, right underneath the shuttle bay, you've got either airlock or rear photon torpedo launcher, and then the impulse engines, which are really, really, really dark red. So I think this should have maybe been lightened up a little bit to show off the red color a little bit more. But other than that, the detailing is fantastic. Flipping it over to the bottom of the secondary hull, you've got the classic Klingon emblem there, which is basically on the warp core ejection port, we like to call it. You can just imagine the warp core being ejected from that slot there. But it looks really good. It's a raised detail, and the Klingon emblem is a little odd. Both of the prongs point downwards instead of one pointing down and one curving up a little bit. So that's kind of a neat change that they've done. But again, the color, the patterning, it all carries over to the secondary hull, and you got the nice black vents on the underside there as well. Moving to the struts are a lot shorter than they are in the D7 or the Katinga. Again, that's a massive change, but it's subtle enough that not a lot of people would recognize that. And again, nice coloring on there. You've got the darker gray and black look of the venting on both sides, the outer and the inner side of the strut. And then you got that very unique nacelle design. This is where they really kind of did their own thing. And it's reminiscent of the D7 and the Katinga's nacelles while not being the same, which again is an interesting choice. The coloring on them is a darker gray, and there's even darker gray elements on the sides there as well. And I love the dimensionality, the different shapes that they've used here. You got a little bit of a glowing element at the front there. And again, it looks very much like an alien blaster or something. It doesn't really, like you could take it off the ship, put a little handle on it, and make it into like a disruptor rifle or something. That's kind of a trope with a lot of nacelles and things. Now, I'm looking at this model, and this nacelle is actually not mounted to the strut properly. You can see the spacing in there. So it actually points down a little bit, and I can't seem to jury rig it or move it at all. It's not loose, it's not on wrong, I don't think. Well, it is on wrong, it's just not pushed up far enough, and I don't know if I can fix that. The other side does correct that issue. There's no space there. It's actually much straighter. You can see, I don't know if you can see, but this one, the one that's mounted wrong, does really kind of angle down. I never noticed that when I first examined the model, but there it is for you guys. So anyway, guys, let's take a look over on the stand and see it in all its glory as we do a turntable shot and wrap up this video. So the D7 is back in Discovery, and it's a good reimagining of a D7. So thank you, Ryan Denning and Scott Schneider. You guys are awesome. So are you, Eaglemoss. This is a fantastic model. So anyway, let's head on over to the stand and take a look at it. Alright, so here we have it on the stand, and you can see some of the exquisite detailing, because there are some really intricate details on this thing. I just wish that one nacelle wasn't bent the way it was, or is. So I don't have it mounted on the stand quite right. Get that a little more even there. There we go. But yeah, a good looking model for sure. There's the more accurately placed nacelle there. You can see the spacing on the other one, which is kind of disappointing, but some good details. Whoa. Dun-dun. Again, as we do, if you put it on a lower shelf, you got that classic Klingon D7 or Katinga feel to it instantly. You can tell what it is. You can't see the subtle differences perhaps, but they are there. Just some different shapes and things, especially in this rear part and the struts. If you put it on an eye level shelf, again, looks quite good. I'm not a huge fan of, as I've said before, of the Eaglemoss stands pointing things upward. However, I do understand that, so they can kind of use gravity to slot in and not fall out. But I kind of wish they didn't have to do that. But that's just me. That's just me. And if you put it on an upper shelf, again, you've got that very classic Klingon look to it, and from many different angles, it looks really, really good. So, really got to appreciate the feeling you get from this. It feels Klingon, unlike a lot of the other Klingon ships in Discovery. So, anyway, guys, that's it for this Eaglemoss review. Please make sure that you check out the Eaglemoss store. We actually have a new discount code. It is Trekyards 10. So Trekyards 10 will get you 10% off of any order, including special editions, shop exclusives, and XL ships. Our old code didn't do that. Our old code was just Trekyards. But the new code, Trekyards 10, will get you 10% off all that stuff. The only thing it doesn't include is pre-orders. So you can't get 10% off your pre-orders. So check out the Eaglemoss store. Try using Trekyards code 10. Trekyards 10. Trekyards 10 is the code. There we go. And give that a whirl. See if you can save yourself some money. Pick up some cool stuff, including this thing, as all the ships are covered, excluding pre-orders, of course. So definitely better for you guys, and look forward to hearing some positive things about that. So anyway, guys, as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channels, both Trekyards and Captain Foley. And as always, check out other videos by us as well. We've got a lot of cool stuff out there, and lots of content to watch. So check out other videos by us as well. Until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley, signing off. Bye-bye.